Scott Adams, creator of the Dilbert comic, described Black Americans as a hate group and advised white Americans to, quote, get the hell away from Black people. Who has thoughts about this?
Let's go.
I'm not going first.
let me start here. So here's what I would say. Oh God, free speech is a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing, and we all get to have it, and we should be grateful and thankful for that. But it does not come without consequences.
This whole thing with Scott Adams, the Dilbert creator, it's indicative of a real dangerous issue that America has now. We forget what the most dangerous kind of racism in America is. It's not the guys carrying the pitchforks screaming, Jews will not replace us. They are dangerous, no question, but with them, it's there for the world to see. I think what's more dangerous are the racists hiding in plain sight, like this Dilbert guy, right? He's what I like to refer to as a racist plain and tall. They wrap their hate up, and what they'll tell you is merely common sense. Even tone, don't lose their temper. He's so mannered in his hatred that anyone not paying close attention might think, yeah, he kind of makes sense, doesn't he? And I would argue that that is the real face of the most racial hatred in this country, because that's the way your neighbor gets away with his racism, or the person you know at the gym, or your boss, or your mom, or your brother, or your cousin, right? Those racists, the ones that you know personally, they've taken their bitterness at having to share the spoils of this country with Black people, and they've wrapped it up into this passive tone. And I think that's more savage than what you saw at Charlottesville. When they confront you with that kind of thinking, most of us will let it pass because, well, he's a good guy. You know, we've had some good times. We generally get along, but we have to stand up to racism everywhere we see it. And when we allow it to pass because we're afraid to defend what we know is right, we're not only emboldening their side, but we're weakening our own. Because what is the good to say you stand against racism when you actually get the chance to say you stand against racism and you don't take it?
Musk also said that Adams' remarks weren't good, but they had an element of truth.
That's what I'm saying.
It's giving the good people on both sides vibe, you know? And it's a subtle thing. It's the same way with, well, I guess Adams got started when he talked about that poll, right? The it's okay to be white. That feels a whole lot like white lives matter. That it's decentering. It's a distraction. It's racist. It's racist language.
So let me just add this, because this is what's so important here, is if I am someone who is woke, I'm going to say, no, that is not okay, because I understand its reference. But if I'm someone who is a good, average Jane, I don't pay attention to the news all the time. I've got white friends, but I'm not a news junkie. And you say, is it okay to be white? And I'm going to say, well, of course it is. I got lots of white friends. It's okay to be white. They don't know what this means. They don't know that davidduke.com has it's okay to be white on it. They don't know that other white supremacists use this in their language. They don't know that it has been taken as a screed to white supremacy. But Tucker Carlson knows, and Elon Musk knows, and Scott Adams knows. So I think it's so important that we sort of pull this apart and say, we can't imagine that everybody is informed to the degree to understand what these things are and what they mean. It is our responsibility and our obligation to talk to our family and friends and let them know what this stuff means so that we are all fully aware.